So let's continue with our example, but this time we're going to go through this example using the LIFO method. And here I may have forgotten with the FIFO, but here I have to clarify that we're going to follow the perpetual inventory system method, and I'll explain later why exactly we're doing it. Just a review. So let's look at the beginning inventory. Again, I'll just write what we already have done in the previous example, but 50 by 7, so we have that covered. It's a remaining, meaning that in the beginning we had this balance, and then we purchased 100. Yeah, we've purchased these 100 in the second lot on January 10, each by $10. So we have so far 50, our remaining from the past. So from here, so it didn't change, we didn't sell it, we didn't do anything with it, so we have to sort of move it down and add those 100 units by $10. So this is our remaining so far. Yep, on January 15th, we're selling 70 units. We sold 70 units, and here very carefully, because we're using perpetual inventory system. In the classroom, we may have just used the perpetual inventory system where we would come to the end. Yeah, we were at the end of the period, and then we would sort of go from bottom to the top. But since we're doing perpetual inventory system, after each sale, we have to record the cost of goods sold, and you know that from our previous sort of classes related to merchandising transactions. Yeah, so we are recording our cost of goods sold right away. So our last in this case is these 100, each costing $10. So we're going to record that value, that cost of goods sold. So by this point, our once we've recorded this, 700 is a cost of goods sold by this point, and our remaining, so we didn't touch this because last in first out, don't forget that. And from these 100 we sold 70, so 30 is remaining, each by $10. Yeah. Now moving on to the next purchase, we have 150 units we purchased for $11. Again, I will just move these top, 50 by 7 and 30 by 10, and finally we bought 150 by 11 to our remaining inventory at this point after purchasing this 150. Secondly, on the second day we purchased, the following day we purchased again 230 units by $13. And again, I can just copy paste it, but I don't want to mess with the formatting, so I'll just copy manually. Yeah, 150. These were not sold. There was no sale happening in between. And finally, we add those 230 by $13. Yeah, so this is the remaining total inventory by the end of 18th January. Now on the 25th of January, we have a sale of 190 units. Again, 190 units, and we go from the last in, first out, right? So last one that we purchased, which is this line, we're going to count the cost of this bunch into our cost of goods sold, sorry. And since it's 190 units, and this lot has all of those 190, I can just add that 100 and, sorry, I can just move it here. Yeah, what happened? Oh no, it messed up my formula. Just a second. 190 by $13, 2,470. Let me see. So I have here lots of unnecessary inclusions, so I can just remove this, and I will be left with only this cost of goods sold and this one 3,170. And now looking at our what remains, yeah. So again, because it's last in first out, from this last line, I've left only 40 units. Just a second. So we have left only these, from these 230 minus 190 gives us 40. So this is $13 per unit. 150 remains as it is unchanged. $30, 30 units by $10 each remain unchanged, and 50 by 7 remain unchanged. So this is perpetual inventory system, and this is how we count our cost of goods sold. And again, I can do the same thing that I did with my previous example. So we had so I'll just copy and paste it here, but change the value of our cost of goods sold, which is so far, so I need to change the formula. So add to it 2 more lines. So this one plus this one is my cost of goods sold so far, 2,800, and let me see, the same goes here. It is not fully representing the situation, so 2,820. So this is using the perpetual inventory system. And if I were to use the periodic one, then the difference would be very simple. I wouldn't be recording the cost of goods sold in this date. I would leave it for the last day, for the January 31st. And that's when I would go for it. So the value is going to drastically change. So if I add additional line here where I can just do that calculation. So let's see. So I will remove, well, actually, let's leave this one as it is, and I'll just copy and create a new one. Move or copy, create a copy at the end. Yep, so we have here LIFO second method. Yeah, so this is LIFO 1. This is perpetual, and the second one is periodic system. Now, in the periodic one, situation is going to change, and probably drastically, because the values are going to change. So we're not going to record for these here. And again, I have to change all of this information because the situation and the balances are going to be seen at the end. This is periodic inventory system. Yeah. So 50, this remains as it is, and then we got this 100, and we're not recording our sale cost of goods sold because this is a periodic system which has to do it at the end of the period. So this remaining, so this 50 and 7 remains the same. This goes as it is. On the sale, originally we sold here, but the cost of goods sold, the sale transaction will be recorded. However, the cost of goods sold will not be recorded on the 15th of January. We're going to shift it to the end of the period, but we still have to record our purchases. So we have, again, 50 by 7 is remaining unchanged. We do not record anything or any reduction. However, we've added 150 units of inventory by $11. We record that. And again, I can just, this time I'm just not going to waste my time and copy paste it here and add these 230 as well. So what's happening here? Let me see. I can just drag this one here and it gives me my formula. And so, and what's happening next is at the end, we have this sale happening. And again, on the 25th, I'm not going to record that sale cost of goods sold. Sale will be recorded, but not cost of goods sold changes in the cost of goods sold. I'm going to add it to the end of the period. So let's assume that I'm going to record it at the period, so January 31st. Yes, I'm going to record it here. So again, this is our final balance. This is remaining inventory. Nothing has changed because this is the periodic inventory method. So in fact, we don't have this inventory. Some of it is gone, but we did not record it, and we're going to record it at the end. And using this method, our presumption, our view of what constitutes the lost in is going to change as well. So here's what's going to look like. On the 15th, we sold 70 units. So we sold this, and we also sold 190 at the end. So in total, we have sold 260 units of inventory. So 200, so let me put it this way, plus 190 plus 70, and that's my total sold inventory. Now these 260, I can take from the last in, so from the last line here, which is 230, which is by $13. So I'm just going to divide it, 230 I use from the last in, so there is no more and the last line, and the remaining 30 I'm going to take from this line, which is going to be $11 per unit. Yep, so the formula has to shift here. So the formula is perfectly here. So from the last line, nothing is left, but from this line, 150 minus 30 gives us 120. And these two lines remain as they are, unchanged, except this one I have to just add the value. And the formula should be also copied, and that's it. Yeah, so this situation, when we use periodic inventory system, the formula is going to change drastically. Oh no. Yeah, it's in the formula stays the same, but the calculations are gonna differ. So we're gonna have, this is from the LIFO first perpetual inventory system. This is perpetual, but as you can see, our cost of goods sold, yeah, here have changed. It's 3,320 at this point. So let me just copy it to show you how it's going to differ. So 3,320 is our periodic, the effect of periodic inventory recording, yeah, system. It's still last in, first out. However, depending on when you're recording those cost of goods sold, the last is going to be different. Yeah, so I hope this was useful. I hope you understand how it works, and I hope it won't confuse you, but make sure that you remember the differences. And again, these differences you should have known from our previous exercises and from our previous lectures. But when it comes to last in, first out, I hope this was very useful, and you already know how to calculate this using this method.